Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. Your driver Mike here. How's it going? Welcome to another live stream. We have something to talk about tonight, and I'm glad that you're joining. Let me know where you're joining from. If you can join the live stream, I really appreciate it. If you're watching on the rebroadcast, we have something pretty big to talk about. We have some strategy from Uber targeting 2018. So we're going to talk about an email that you may have seen coming through your mailbox talking about what Uber plans to do and how they plan to get drivers involved. What that means, as well as some beta testing in 2018, and talking about the early tester program and new features that we may expect, may see, or maybe ask you guys what features we may see in 2018. So thank you for joining again. Let me know where you're joining from. I really appreciate having you on the live stream here. We have a few things to talk about, guys. The Friendly Guy, Notification Squad. Hello, Mike. Hello, the Friendly Guy. Really appreciate you having you in here again. Uber Frankie, Long Island, New York. Hey, I appreciate you being up late with us here tonight. It's about 8:30 p.m. Pacific time here. So thank you for joining late night on the East Coast, Uber Frankie. So guys, what are we talking about today? We're talking about the well, quite a bit for 2018. So this is an extension, really, of Uber's 180 days of change, looking towards the new year. And by the way, guys, we're going to have a mega live stream strategy live stream for the new year, for New Year's actually specifically. If you're new to driving, or if you guys have been driving for years, you know that something big is coming on New Year's Eve, and that is the holiday for earnings, for big earnings and hopeful surge in prime time. So we're going to have a live stream strategy session talking about New Year's Eve, when to be out, where to be, looking at trends from past years, promotions maybe from last year as well, to best measure your New Year's Eve. Because if you're not thinking big numbers for New Year's Eve, I mean, you got to get on it, because New Year's Eve is traditionally the biggest time to earn. So you don't want to miss that live stream. Rideshare 2K, nice to have you in here again with the snowflakes coming in. Looks like from Ohio. Yes, guys, my condolences to anyone getting snow out there. Stay warm. Daniel Estrada, thanks for joining. Hi, Mike. Fernando, thanks for joining. Hello from New Jersey. Midnight Rider John from Indiana, PA, driving in the snow. Guys, be safe out there in the snow. Michael, nice to have you in here again. Uber is dying in 2018. Let's hear your thoughts, guys. Interesting. Kenneth Cooper, hello from Delaware. Thanks for joining, Kenneth. I appreciate that. Fernando says, snowing hard here in New Jersey. Guys, I'm hearing that. That's what I'm hearing on the East Coast, so be safe out there. If you're driving in the snow, I do recommend snow tires. When I was driving, snow tires definitely made a big difference. So check that out if you don't equip your car with that already. The Friendly Guy, hopefully this year will be better than last year, knowing that I know more and how to work New Year's. 4 to 5 times surge in the snow for hours. That's the thing, guys. We've done a few videos on Ubering and just in general, rideshare in the snow. Is it worth it? It could be if your car is appropriately equipped and you know how to handle that. Good Boog, hey, thanks for joining as always. Howdy from Dallas, Fort Worth. Kenneth says snowing in Delaware as well. All right, guys. So what are we talking about today? Let's jump in here and show you. There is our OBS. Feel free to keep talking in the comment section. You may have seen this. You may have seen this in your email. Uber talking about building together in 2018, putting you at the center of everything we do. These new programs will help get your ideas and feedback about our products directly to us. But hey guys, time out if you haven't done so already. Our giveaway for the Zeus Super Duty cable has only 4 days left, guys. And you see, it's only 550 entries, about 550. Get your entry in now, because decent chances to win something free, a nice accessory here. Disclaimer, this is an Apple cable. This is a Lightning cable, but hey, if you're Team Android, we'll send you one anyway. So don't worry, whatever device you're using. Only 4 days left. The link is in the description. We just had 3 winners for our Zeus Smart Car Charger. This will be 1 winner for the Zeus Super Duty cable. Only 4 days left. Check out the link in the description. So, what is Uber doing, guys? What is Uber doing in 2018? Well, here are the features that Uber is talking about in this email to you. And you'll find this on their 180 Days of Change website. A few features. And I realize, what is the real weight of these improvements, right? That's the big thing. How much weight do these improvements really have if it doesn't have to do with money? Now, again, as we do in this channel, let's play devil's advocate and think about the other side of the argument. Hey, there's a good amount of other improvements that are not monetary. It's that tug and pull, right? It is that tug of war of, yes, but I want monetary improvements, or we have so many other improvements. So let's weigh the pros and cons to these improvements here and to see if it really makes a difference, right? Let's see if this actually makes a difference going into 2018. Number 1, share your great ideas. Give us feedback anytime as we play this video for you here. Now in the Uber app, you'll be able to give feedback about our products and suggest improvements anytime. We'll use your suggestions to inform our priorities and introduce features to improve your experience. How it works: tap Help and select Feedback. They note here we won't respond to feedback individually. We'll use your suggestions in planning processes moving forward. And you can see available for all US drivers in Canada. Number 1, guys, does this matter? Put a thumbs up if you think this is beneficial. And let's just keep it pretty high level like that, right? For whatever you think, just overall, post a thumbs up in the live stream in the comments section. If you think this is beneficial, post a thumbs down if you feel this is not beneficial. And with that, feel free to add a comment or two on why you feel that way. And again, I'll give you guys a little bit here to provide your feedback, and then we'll jump back and circle back with you, see what you guys think, and I will give my thoughts on this. So you can give feedback anytime within the Uber app. Again, this is in the Help section. Tap Feedback, and you can provide that. You can provide feedback to Uber. Okay, so we've given you guys a little bit here. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Welcome back, welcome back. There we go. All right, guys. So the feedback anytime feature, let's catch up with you. Fernando says, can you tell us if it's true that Uber plans to change ways? Apparently, you won't be able to select different routes, and this way, you won't be able to choose the longest route. Now, I know that you have the option for navigation right now, guys. If you aren't aware, you can go into your settings in your Uber app and you can choose the navigation platform that you want to use. You can use Uber's native navigation. You can use Waze, I believe Waze, or Google Maps. I've always used Google Maps. The interface is pretty clean. There's not much extras on there. And that's what I like to use. And within that, you can choose different routes. Okay, if I know one makes more sense, if one is a bunch of side streets and it's not very practical, even though Google says it's the shortest, I know it's not very practical. And I know that the roads are probably pretty bad compared to the main roads, which are a lot more of a smooth ride for my passengers. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard any changes to navigation options. So let us know, guys, if you've heard something there. Rudy Castillo, thanks for joining. Denver driver. Rideshare 2K says Lyft is offering college assistance and courses for drivers. Yeah, guys, it's called Guild, I believe. Guild offering some educational courses for drivers. And yes, Rideshare 2K comments that that's from Lyft, providing some education assistance. If you guys want a video on that, definitely let me know. Hey, Quaker Oats, I like the name. Thanks for joining. Here's an idea. Pay me for per mile in LA Uber. They paid 72 cents per mile after my 40-minute drive. Yes, 72 cents a mile. Can we run the math on that real quick? Okay, so you're doing 72 cents for well, you said a 40-minute drive. I guess we don't know how many miles that was. Yeah, but to that point, I mean, I've always said 150 a mile should be the threshold. 150 a mile, it should be tapered up. Hey, Sleeping Elephant, thanks for the dollar. I appreciate that. Sleeping Elephant dropping the super chat for the cool $1, 4 quarters, 100 pennies. I will take it. Much appreciated. That's awesome. And I really do appreciate the super chats. Those are awesome, guys. The content that we create here on the channel, anything like that definitely helps in, excuse me, definitely helps in, equipment, obviously gas for driving, what have you. So I appreciate that. But yeah, to that point about rates, 150 a mile is that magic number. Again, 180 would be solid. $2 would be exceptional. It seems to always happen when we start live streaming, guys, and the voice goes for some reason. Quaker Oats says it should be 96 cents per mile. Kenneth, commenting on Waze, says that he loves Waze. I've heard good things about Waze from drivers. The fact that you can report accidents, as we haven't, sorry, getting a notification there. Okay. You can report accidents, etc. Ronshare 2K says, should the mileage be before or after that takes their 25%? I'm trying to follow that. Should the mileage be before or after the take? Oh, well, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, if it's 150 after commission, I mean, that would be exceptional, right? Because if it's 150 net, add on 20 to 25%, and that would be the gross mileage rate. That would be exceptional. That would be what? I don't know, 180, 190, something like that. So that would be fantastic. If it's 150 net, that would be even more ideal, right? But if you consider right now in San Diego, it's 116 a mile gross. So if we could have 150 net per mile, that'd be great. Quaker Oats says, didn't they promise longer ride fees? I believe they may have. Someone has to remind me on that one. But guys, I have Kenneth says he likes Waze. What do you think about maybe providing the feedback in the app? Do you think that's beneficial? And here's my thoughts on it. Is to our point, and we'll bring it up here for anyone else, for someone joining. We're talking about providing feedback within the Uber app. Here's why it's beneficial. That while Uber says we won't respond to feedback individually, they will use suggestions in their planning process moving forward. Now, I know a lot of companies say this. A lot of companies say, feel free to leave your suggestions and we'll use this in our development of new products. A lot of the times that gets discarded, right? And it's like, okay, how much are you really going to listen to our feedback? Surprisingly, they do. Surprisingly, they do. The companies that I've been with, that goes into consideration when R&D for new products. And consider this. If you have an overwhelming majority, vast numbers of drivers filing similar improvement suggestions, complaints, ideas, then that's going to get some notice, right? And they're most likely going to have some kind of data that searches for those keywords. So if there's keywords for, surge changes, per minute, per mile keywords, I would imagine that there's a software that someone's going to be able to track those analytics. So going into 2018, if you have the opportunity to provide feedback, why not? I say go for it. And at least what that may do is provide an influx of repeated, hey, this is what we need. And of course, I think a lot of these comments are just going to say increase rates, raise pay, more per mile, right? It's going to be the same thing. And that's fine. And it's going to continue to nail home what drivers want. And of course, it's pay. But I'd be interested to see what else comes from that. Let me know your thoughts. Moving on. This is interesting. And I'm really kind of excited to see what you guys think about this. Test new features first, announcing our early tester program. eligible drivers can join an early tester program to try features and updates before they're widely available. With your help, we can build better products together and be sure every update improves the driving experience. How it works. We'll notify you when you become eligible for the early tester program. Participating drivers will have access to an in-app bug reporter and an online community forum to talk directly with fellow drivers and Uber employees. That's interesting. So you'll not only talk with drivers, but employees will be in that forum. Drivers not participating in the program can look out for updates on improvements made to the experience that are based on early tester feedback. Now, that is currently in select US cities, rapidly expanding in the US and Canada by 2018. So what do you think about this? It is a beta test program, basically. Some drivers, I don't know the criteria, doesn't mention anything as far as criteria. Some drivers will have access to new features, to beta test some of these features. I'm wondering, and I would imagine, that Uber's team somewhere does follow influencers within the space. I'm wondering if myself and other influencers, creators on YouTube will get access to stuff like this. I don't know. I'm curious to see. And I'm curious if anyone has access to this now, let us know or post it in the comments if you're watching this in the rebroadcast. Do you have access to this early tester program? And we know that once a new feature is rolled out in beta and someone's testing it, there's going to be screenshots, there's going to be discussion. As you guys may have seen or not, the beta test new surge zones, which give a flat dollar bonus, basically, addition to the standard fare instead of the fare multiplier. I don't love that idea for long runs especially. I like it for very short runs because you're getting a supplement and not having to drive far. You can circle right back and get another one, possibly. Let me know. Let's circle back with you. All right, we're back and welcome back, guys. Hey, if you're just joining the live stream, really appreciate you joining here. Right now, if you can leave a thumbs up on the live stream, and I really appreciate it. Shows me that you get value in these live streams, that you like videos like this. And of course, it boosts us in YouTube's almighty algorithm. And who doesn't want that for the channel? I'd really appreciate it, guys. Quick thumbs up if you could. Okay, guys, let's see. Quaker Oats, can we feedback our passengers like they do to us? That is a great point. If we could provide feedback to passengers, now, let's say we can provide feedback. Of course, it's going to be anonymous. It's just going to come up as, the quoted messages that we would see in our feedback page. To show those quoted feedback for the passenger, anonymous, of course, and maybe only populates in their profile at random times, right? So passengers can't track it back to a certain ride. Uber will say, here's feedback provided from your recent drivers. This feedback is shared anonymously and is populated randomly. Again, letting them know it's not tracked to a certain ride. Now, if they've only taken one ride, then they're obviously going to know who it was. But there's something that Uber can do. Uber can make sure that they don't see any feedback unless they've taken more than one ride, right? So there is no exact way to find the driver. They could have an idea, if they've only taken 2 rides. That's a great idea. That's and now it's going to have to be filtered, of course, for language and what have you, but that's not a bad idea. Okay, catching up with you guys. If you guys are flying in the comment section, I appreciate it. Okay, let's see, guys. Rideshare 2K, I think they should have pics of the final destination for the rider so you can pinpoint landmarks. Interesting. I could see them doing something like that. Just having some kind of pictures maybe. That'd be interesting to see how that would work. I'm wondering how much data that would take for Uber's system. I don't know if we have to plot all that data. I'm not sure there. Sleeping Elephant says broken record technique. It's interesting, yeah. Yeah, and some of these improvements I think we take with a grain of salt. It's, nothing sticks more than rate changes, rate increases, right? Nothing is going to stick longer than rate increases. Anything else other than rate increases, it's kind of like, okay, well, yeah, that's great. I like it. That's helpful. That's helpful as well. But if it's not rate increases, it's still something to be desired, right? I could agree with that. Fernando says, I'm seriously thinking about investing in a 2015 Escalade. Do you see that as a smart move or not? I get a lot of airport rides in my area. Fernando, what are the standard fare, or what's the standard, the rates in your market? What market are you in? Full-time or part-time? When will you be driving? Price of the Escalade? There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. Completely high level. Does it qualify for Uber Select, Uber Black? I don't know. It may. So will you be doing that? Will you be taking just Uber Black, Select, and Premium? Again, there's a lot that goes into it. Just high level, because I can't look at all the specifics. It may be a good investment. I would do research. I would look in the passenger app, go and select Uber Black, Uber Premium Select, see how many drivers are in the area. If your market isn't oversaturated, but you're still a big enough market, medium, large market, it may be. How long do you want to depreciate that vehicle? How long are you going to have it? Also keep in mind that in about 10 years, Uber and Lyft would like to be mostly autonomous, completely autonomous. That's not out of the realm to have that Escalade. Now, 10 years, that would be quite depreciated by then, especially it being 2015 at the time. But you can see we can go on and on. There's quite a bit to go into it, but I appreciate you providing that feedback. All right, guys, let's see. Yeah, Rideshare2K said the same thing. Fernando, are you going to get the Escalade for Uber Black? Yeah, a lot of it depends. Quaker Oats says Uber Pool should not be automatically adding riders. Yeah, and of course there's always the strategies. There's been strategies in the past and now to avoid that. Is the best strategy just to avoid completely Uber Pool requests or Lyft line requests? That's a strategy that some drivers take. But then again, if you're trying to hit a quest, if you're trying to hit a power driver bonus on Lyft, again, there's so much that goes into it at times. Kenneth says, now Uber Pool is for 2 or more riders, correct? A lot in the PA area are doing Uber Pool for the lower fare. That's not right. It's just one person in the car. Kenneth, from my understanding, Uber Pool is for 1 or 2 passengers, and that's it. Unless there was a change. I could actually pull it up right now. I believe it was just 2 max, because then you'd split the ride with somebody else on Pool. Here in San Diego, let's find out. Uber Pool here, it does say capacity 1 to 2. So yes, I believe it is still 1 to 2 for Pool. All or Nothing says, need more live videos, Mike. Keep it up. And guys, for the weekends, I know that we're trying to work a maybe better time for our weekend live streams. Just to get more people on the live streams, to provide you some good content there. So maybe changing the time. I know we've been talking about that for some time. Finding a better time slot for those weekend live streams. So make sure to subscribe here, follow on Twitter, and now new on Facebook, facebook.com/yourdrivermike, to be in the know about what's going on the channel. Make sure you're following across socials. Rudy says, longer ride fees are live in Denver. Started yesterday. I like that. And again, that coupled with higher fares, or if there's a boost on that, or if there's surge, that'd be pretty good. Thumbs up for Joe. Fernando says, in true honesty, the Escalade will be used as a family car because we were expecting another kiddo. But yes, the goal will be to use it for Uber Black as well. Yeah, some business decisions there. Again, taking a look at market saturation, etc. RAV4 is recommended. It says Y Busat. Thanks for joining. Let's see. So riders would get Uber Black rather than Uber X because it is cheaper. Let's see. Uber Black is a cash cow because there is not a lot of drivers, and Uber Black does not surge because the rates are $2.70 a mile. When it does surge on X or XL Select, it does not on Uber Black. So yeah, what Rideshare 2K is saying is that since Uber Black does not surge, that if Uber X or XL is surging and it surpasses the rates of Uber Black, passengers will just request an Uber Black because it's cheaper at $2.70 a mile. So what I may do there if I was an Uber Black driver was you got to weigh the cost benefits of when you're going to drive. If you're driving bar rush hours, it may not be best to take that car out because Uber X may be surging much higher. So if you have another vehicle that's on the Uber platform, you may want to take it out later at night and then maybe do the airport runs or the restaurants or the early morning, afternoon commutes with the black car. Again, it depends on market. Excuse me. So Joe Mann says for Eats, they need to let you set a radius of where you want to pick up from. Of where you want to pick up from, that's interesting. Yeah, and I did Amazon restaurants, which is like Uber Eats. And actually, I did do a few Uber Eats deliveries, and I can understand that because sometimes your pickup destination for the restaurant is about 12 minutes away or so. I don't think I touched 15 minutes. But the pickups could have been decently long there. But you get the convenience of not having to deal with a passenger in some senses. Amazon Flex was pretty good, guys, and we posted some earnings on Twitter. I definitely recommend checking out Amazon Flex if it's available in your market. Not available in a lot of markets right now. Let's see. Joe says, I always get Eats requests 24 minutes away in my area. It's a remote area. Then a 1 mile to drop off. I don't accept my rating plummets. Your acceptance rating will. Yeah, do not worry about the acceptance rating. You will not be deactivated for acceptance rating. 24 minutes for a pickup is far. Yeah, that is very far. And it's probably 1 mile to the drop off because the passenger knows that it's a close restaurant and they may have been there before quite a few times. They know it's going to get to them pretty quickly once it gets picked up. So that's why they ordered from the closer restaurant. But yeah, 24 minutes to drive there for the pickup. There's got to be, Uber should do something for Eats, and I'm not sure if they did this with their improvements, where they will supplement that long pickup, and they will charge the passenger more or simply pay you more because of that long pickup that's over 15 minutes. Okay, guys, let's jump back in. What do you say? We're jumping back in here. And I think we covered most everything. Yes, but not before this one big thing here, guys. Interesting to talk about. Help us build and join the Driver Advisory Forum. Twice a year, we'll fly a group of drivers to Uber HQ in San Francisco to meet with members of our executive team on the issues that matter most to you. Your perspective will ensure that our priorities are aligned with yours. How it works. Sign up by December 20th, which is coming up in a week, for your chance to join our first Driver Advisory Forums. Drivers will be selected and notified. The first Driver Advisory Board will be held on January 16th, 2018, and that is a Tuesday. Sign up for a chance to join us. All drivers in the U.S. are eligible to sign up. I'm thinking about it, guys. What do you think? Should I be talking to some... Now, here's one thing that I think that's pretty interesting, is that they mention, specifically, it's the executive team. So these aren't just managers, and there's nothing wrong with that if they are managers, but it looks like they're investing in actual maybe C-suite, C-level executives. I don't know. But these will be executives. Maybe these are senior managers. I don't know. I don't know how their verbiage is as far as what qualifies to be on an executive team with Uber. But twice, and this is pretty prestigious. I mean, even though it's, you know, well, why would I want to go, right? Why would anyone want to go to this? Well, they are flying you out at cost. They're covering your cost, and you have the chance to meet with executives from Uber. And again, this is being only twice a year. Most every single driver is not going to get to do this. So the drivers that do get to do this, it's a pretty good time resource. Pretty good opportunity. Now, I have the Uber reps that I've spoken to, just at support centers alone. They've been pretty good. They've been very good. Very personable, friendly. Support has been decent. Through the app. I'm not talking about the center anymore. Everyone that I've interacted with, I did talk to a engineer in the autonomous car division as well when I was back in Pittsburgh, and everyone's been pretty great. And I feel like a lot of the people at Uber are pretty great. Now, I think Uber gets a bad rap because of the highest level of decisions have been awful. Okay, right? In the past couple of years, the highest level decisions have been awful. But let's cut out the top level. The meat of engineers and creatives at Uber, I think, are pretty great. And a lot of them are educated from schools like Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. And these are very, very bright students. And they are just extremely happy to be rewarded for all of that hard. And these kids, young professionals, whatever age, work extremely hard, exceptionally hard, to be able to get a chance to work at a company like Uber or Facebook or Google, right? The top echelon companies. So I think a lot of these, engineers and creatives are fantastically, gifted employees. And unfortunately, it really is unfortunate that the highest level at Uber, in the past at least, we'll see what the new leadership team does going forward, have really, spoiled Uber for the worst. But I want to make sure, keep in mind, I don't want everyone to paint with a wide brush all the time. I know it's easier to do, but I think this would be kind of neat. And some of the interviews that I've seen that are posted on YouTube with executives, they seem very personable. Again, hey, why not? Let's play devil's advocate again, as we do in this channel. That maybe they're just not in the know. Maybe they're not given all the information on Uber's strategies because they're not at the highest level. So they're just doing what they can do, and these are very driven people. So of course they're going to be very, very dedicated to the company. That's neither here nor there, though. Let me know your thoughts on the driver advisory forum. Who would you like to see go? Is there anyone specifically you'd like to see on this driver advisory forum? Would you consider signing up for a chance to go? Let me know. Let's catch up with you guys. And we're back. I come back to more super chats. Thanks so much. That's great, guys. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Sleeping Elephant with the $1 super chat. All or nothing with a $5 super chat. I appreciate that. That is awesome. As I'm talking on and on about the driver advisory board, you guys are sending super chat. That's amazing. Interesting, guys. Who's going to go? Do you want to go? Are you going to sign up? Should I go? Is this a big deal, or is it really not a big deal? Are they not going to listen at all? I have a lot of thoughts on that. And you can see we can even do it just a live stream on this, because I think we can really get into what this really means. Does it matter or not? Let me know your thoughts here. Excuse me. Okay, let's catch up with you guys. Rideshare2K says, how do you feel about long rides and when you drop off not being able to drive in different states or counties? Well, in Pittsburgh, my longest rides were a little over an hour. I think an hour and 20 minutes was my longest ride. The problem there was, you're still in Pennsylvania, and you could drive in other states. So if I got pulled to West Virginia or Ohio, I could still drive. But the problem was, I would go to homes that are in very rural areas. And at the time, I don't think there was a destination filter, or it was new. But it doesn't matter. If you have a destination filter back to Pittsburgh, you're not going to get any rides. It's very rural. Maybe you'll get a ride, right? That was the problem. But yeah, if you're a New Jersey driver, right, and you're hopping over to New York, a lot of those drivers can't pick up in New York, from my understanding. Something like that, then yeah, I could see that being a challenge. Similar thing though, I mean, I would hope you're not going to get pulled too deep into a market you can't drive. You can just circle back, and that's an expense you're just going to have to write off, I would think. Quaker Oats says Uber support needs improvement. It sounds like they hired everyone from a call center in India. They won't help me at all. Yeah, the actual call center, the phone support, we did call phone support, leaved a little to be desired. As you may have heard our story when we visited, attempted to visit an Uber support center. If you've gone to a Greenlight Help location, if you've been to a Greenlight Help center, they've been pretty good. They've been pretty positive, upbeat associates. Now, it's funny, the last time, most recently, when we went to a Greenlight Help Center, I mentioned the Uber Beacon. He did not know even what the Uber Beacon was. I mentioned when that was going to be introduced to San Diego. And again, he had no idea, information about when that may happen. And he was kind of new as well to the support center as an employee. But hey, we cut them a break. I can't expect him to know everything, especially because, their training and knowledge is targeted on what is live, not what's going to be live. Amazon Flex, yes, Kenneth, Amazon Flex is available here in California. I'm not sure many other states. It may just be California, but I'm letting you guys know now to keep an ear to the ground, sign up. You can just Google Amazon Flex, sign up for notifications, so when it does go live, if it goes live in your market, it's worth checking out. It was pretty decent earnings. Kenneth says, I want to do Uber Eats. It's not in my area, but it's in Philly. And I would weigh the cost benefits of Uber Eats. If you're doing a courier like a bike, motorcycle, moped, you can save a little bit on expenses, for gas, or if you're in a hybrid car, of course. But pay with Uber Eats is not the best. If Amazon Flex does come to your area, I think you may find more profit with that. Again, sign up and try to be in the know there. Yes, Fernando confirms New Jersey drivers need TLC to pick up in New York limousine plates. Right, yeah, Taxi Limousine Commission, guys. TLC licensing, some states like that, like New York, you do need special licensing. More expenses, and again, limits the markets you can drive in sometimes. Right, yeah, Fernando says we can drop off but not pick up. Yeah, that's the thing with some of those licensings in certain markets. Rudy says, Amazon Flex is in Denver. I've been trying for 2 months for available blocks and nothing. And what Rudy is referring to is when you're on Amazon Flex, you have to sign up for time slots or blocks, whatever you want to call it, shifts, what have you. And the screen will be a blank screen that shows offers, available offers. And we're pulling it up for you guys right now. So when you go into Amazon Flex, and again, please do let me know on the driver advisory board, guys. I do want to talk about that. We only got about 10 minutes left. Let me know your thoughts. You will see this screen. And it'll say, as you can see, you do have no upcoming work scheduled for today. So how do you find work? You go down here to upcoming offers. And there we go. Okay. I clicked it and it says no offers available. Check back soon. So what Rudy's referring to is, okay, well, here's the refresh button. I'll click refresh. Okay, I didn't do anything. Well, let me try it again. There we go. Okay, I didn't do anything. How about again? And again. And repeatedly, as you can see, I'm hitting refresh and there are no time slots, no blocks available whatsoever. And this has to deal with what's available, of course, obviously, as well as, I don't want to call it saturation, but how many drivers are signed up and have grabbed blocks that are available. Now we may see one pop up here. I'm going to see if I can show you one that pops up here. But this is basically what you have to do on Amazon Flex. And I'll just do this for 5 minutes at a time. Just be online and have the phone to the side and do this. Now, if one does pop up, you have to click on it and hit accept almost immediately, because other drivers are doing this and other drivers will take that slot. But if you can get a slot, the profit can be pretty good, especially if you're doing Amazon Fresh Now. They call it Amazon Fresh Now, Amazon Prime Now. And those grocery deliveries is what it is. Those grocery deliveries pay pretty well. As you can see, it's that hard to get a slot. Just in that time period, we didn't have anything pop up, and that's not out of the norm at all. And that's what Rudy's referring to. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes left. Let's catch up with you. Quaker Oats says, reminds me of Grubhub. You need to fill in the blocks or no job. Yeah, you do have to opt in for those time slots. And as you can see, they can be pretty difficult to get, but worth it. So again, that's why it's important to sign up for different apps. So if you want to do that, if you don't get anything right, if you don't get anything at all, you can do Uber and Lyft, which is what I've been doing if I don't get Amazon. So Ron says, hey, thanks for joining. Renting a car to drive should be available everywhere, especially in places where public transportation sucks. It only makes since people in those cities, only makes sense since people in those cities would use the service, i.e. Indianapolis. Renting a car to drive should be available everywhere. To drive on the Uber platform, is that the question? Kenneth says the customer service phone reps are horrible. Quaker Oats says the Greenlight hubs ain't so bad. Most of them know what to do. Yeah, the Greenlight hubs have been pretty good. And again, there's a good amount of demand to work at Uber. I mean, it looks good on your resume, right? You have Uber on there. It's going to look pretty good. So I think there's a good amount of demand for working in those support centers, so they can be a little bit more choosy. Fernando says, have you tried Postmates? I haven't. I did sign up for Postmates over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and just never went through with it. They had onboarding sessions that they wanted me to go to. It was during the week, and I was working during the week, so I could not attend any onboarding sessions, and just let that fell through. The money was strong enough with Uber and Lyft. I didn't continue that. So guys, as we wrap it up here, again, make sure to follow the links below to win one of these. The Zeus Super Duty cable. This one is for iPhone, but hey, if you're the winner, just we'll reach out to you and we'll ask which one you would like. You can win this iPhone cable, or if you're Team Android, we'll get you the Android one. Only 4 days left in that contest, guys. So as we close out, let's just jump back real quickly. Here's the form, guys. If you're interested in signing up for the Driver Advisory Forum, again, you can find this on the Uber 180 Days of Change. They're looking forward to 2018 feature that they just emailed drivers. You can click on the advisory form and you can fill out this form if you would like to be considered flown out to Uber headquarters in San Francisco, talking with executives about Uber. All right, guys, any final questions here? We're going to wrap it up. Again, as always, thanks for joining, guys. On your way out, we have one request, guys, really quickly. I know that you're going to click X right there, guys. I know you're going to close out the live stream as we're wrapping it up here. Before you do that, before we go, I know there's a lot of great videos right over here on YouTube that you can watch. Quick thumbs up on the live stream if you could. As always, I'd really appreciate it, guys. It shows me that you get value in these live streams, in the videos on this channel, and of course, boosts us in YouTube's almighty algorithm. Gets more eyes in here, more people on the Your Driver team, guys. Quickly If you can leave a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. And thanks for joining, by the way, guys. Let's see. Postmates is a hit or miss. I do Postmates, Quaker Oats says. And Saran says, in a week, I will be stuck in Indy, no car, and cannot rent one to drive for Uber. I can see the need there. And as I actually will be back in the Pittsburgh area for the holiday season, we'll be back in Pittsburgh for a week. I kind of have the same almost dilemma, right? I would drive a few of those days, but we won't have the car. So there's not much I can do since I need the car to drive rideshare. And we won't have that. So guys, again, thanks for joining. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys like the live stream. Make sure to follow on socials. Again, facebook.com/yourdrivermike. Really, any social media /yourdrivermike. We're on Snapchat. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, right here on YouTube. Make sure to follow all across socials because we have different content on each channel and posting out new stuff for you guys. So thanks again, guys. One last time, leave a like on your way out. Appreciate you being here on the live stream, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.